What's up everyone, it's McKeown back again with another vlog this week. It's going to be a little bit different. This week I'm going to show you kind of a little insight of what I've started to grow here locally in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know I'm a real estate agent. I'm also a real estate investor. But my big goal here is to build a real estate team. So first things first, I do want to introduce you guys to a couple people on my team. There's a couple people that actually were past clients of mine that I wound up turning more so into friendships. They decided that they wanted to quit their other job and get their real estate license. So this is Peter Mester. He's been licensed for a couple weeks now, about a month actually. Okay. We also have Bree over here. She's actually an individual that I helped her and her husband purchase a duplex back in 2018. So they're actually, she got licensed and they have their duplex here on the market about to go under contract, and they're making a six-figure return on that in 3 years. And then obviously I've got my good, faithful business manager, Jazz. She's been with me since the beginning of the year. And we are missing one agent, so we've got a total of 3 agents on my team. So we've got 3 licensed agents, including myself would be 4. We've got a business manager and the videographer behind the camera. So my intent obviously is building a team that is, at the end of the day, more friends than acquaintances or business partners. I'm hoping to grow, probably add 1 more agent by the end of the year, and hopefully by the end of next year to have closer to 5 to 10 agents, and then just have a successful running real estate team here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But that's again why I'm wanting to film more so vlog content for you guys, is to really just at the end of the day show you what it's like to truly build a business from the ground up. So first things first, today we're going to go over any kind of announcements that we had. We kind of had a swap in transaction coordinating that I'm going to discuss with them, as well as my goals for the year, where I'm at with my goals, let them know to kind of get their goals going for the next 12 months, where they may wind up being in September of 2022. Then we'll jump into negotiating contracts, reviewing offers, head over for lunch, head back after lunch, and close up shop for the day. So we'll hit up announcements. We're going to go around the agents. So obviously, you can tell us if you want to, or Nate, you can. But basically, what the intention there is focusing on the good and the bad for you this past week. So like wins and losses, like when we get to a point, especially as you guys as new agents, right now I'm aware of every single thing you do because I'm holding your hand essentially, right? Mm-hmm. Daniel, I'm holding his hand a little less, so I don't get updates necessarily on every single thing that Daniel's doing because he knows what he's doing. And you're gonna get to the point too where you're busy enough to where you told me you got a contract, I overlooked it looks great, on your listing, and you go under contract, you negotiate the repairs, you may, bypass the survey or something, right? You're like, oh crap, I don't have a survey, it was a seller paid expense, and now the seller's giving me giving me a hassle with this, and like we can talk and discuss, that was your issue for the week or whatever, stuff that you may not have encountered yet. Like I will give you an example this week that I have not encountered yet, and I've been doing this for 4.5 years. So we'll go over pains, pros, cons for the past week, wins and losses kind of thing within the agents. We'll go circle around with the agents. If there's anything that you need to discuss there that you want to say yay on this or nay on this, you're obviously welcome to do so too. Start thinking about where you want to be in 12 months. So now it's August 2022, you're coming up on your first year, and you've done what? Where is your bottom level goal? Where is where you want to be? And where would be, I just kicked ass my first year goal. So start thinking about that. We'll have some time for you guys to write it down. And I'm looking for detailed goals, not like, oh, I want to sell 10 homes. Like, no, give me as much detail as you can. Like, I want to host this many open houses. I want to close this many houses. I want this much volume. I want this much commission, take home, put in my bank after taxes. Give me as much detail as you can. So that way, we can always, go back, 3 months, from now, 6 months from now, 9 months from now, see where you are on your goal or goals to hold you guys accountable to. Financed offer, clients at first time home buyer. He's got $20,000 total. That's all he has, 20 grand. You're gonna have to know what to educate him. He's pre-approved for a 3% down conventional loan. Property's $250,000.
How much?
250. Pre-approved for a 3% down conventional offer. Okay, conventional offer. Conventional offer. Okay, all right. So I'm not, emphasizing that for any reason whatsoever. We only have in front of you guys a contract, but this is going to require multiple addendums. You need to tell me what the addendum is. You won't have the addendum in front of you to write it, but tell me what the addendum is that needs to be included and what aspects of that addendum need to be addressed. Okay? Lender's appraisal can only be used for a conventional offer. Okay, so if it's VA or FHA,
they have their own thing already.
They basically have an amendatory clause which allows them, like that's why VA or FHA is looked down upon, because with a conventional loan you can include an addendum basically saying, hey, my client's willing to not waive partially, or fully waive the appraisal.
Okay. In VA, you can't do that.
No. So now
VA, so you have to get an appraisal with these?
you get an appraisal with all of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Conventional, you can waive it.
you can waive it. Okay.
So now you guys have your offers. You know you need to include an appraisal waiver. Either, hey, I'm not paying, we're just paying whatever it appraises for.
So if you have a conventional loan, every single time you have to do that.
Cover your butt, yes. Yeah. So now you both have a conventional loan. You know you have to have an appraisal waiver. You know your cash position. You know your client's cash position. Go talk to yourself. Give yourself 3 or 4 minutes. Figure out what your appraisal waiver needs to be. Can you do a full appraisal waiver? Can you do a partial appraisal waiver? Or can you do no appraisal waiver? Okay? And let's assume that same scenario, but closing costs are going to be $5,000. Okay? Ready?
Wait.
Wait. So neither of us has dealt with this.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like.
You've wrote appraisal waivers, haven't you? Full?
No, I know. We did one for the VA, and that was it.
Okay, wait.
So
Repeat it one more time.
So there's 3 things, right? You're like your duplex, right? The
Mhm.
conventional loan. All the conventional loans, the 2 offers that you have
Yeah.
different appraisal waivers.
Mhm.
One is saying, hey, if it doesn't appraise for 430,
we
they can
back
terminate.
Mhm.
So if it appraises for 429, they're backing out.
Yeah.
Or they're renegotiating for $1,000. If it
Mhm.
appraises for 400, they're getting hell out.
Yeah.
We want a full appraisal waiver, so they'll cover any difference in a short appraisal,
Mhm.
right? Does your client have any amount of money to afford a short appraisal?
No.
How much cash does he have?
20.
And you're putting how much down?
84 in yours, 81 in mine, and
Okay.
$5,000 in closing costs leaves. So like I'll do rough math. It leaves him with $7,000 that
Okay.
he could cover.
So
the
if he's
difference.
got $7,000 to cover difference,
Mhm.
what can he legally cover if your offer is 270?
263.
Yeah.
So I need to do a partial.
Because if it comes in at 260, now he has to cover 10K. Does he have 10K?
No.
No.
So I need
So
to do
it
a,
has to appraise for at least 263. Then he's out of cash
So I need to do a partial waiver
for
to
263.
263. So if appraisal comes back under 263, we get to walk out of the contract.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so when you say you're gonna do a partial waiver, you as the agent can determine what amount
Mhm.
that you will, okay.
Yeah, you don't want to do you don't want to send your client a full appraisal waiver. The appraisal comes in $40,000 short. They're like, dude, I have $7,000.
Yeah.
Then they lose their earnest money.
Yeah.
All right, we are headed to lunch. We've been doing this for about 2 months now. As I mentioned earlier, I guess Bree and P mentioned earlier, they've only been licensed for about 2 weeks and the other for about a month. But I did bring them to our team lunches for probably the last 2 months just to get an idea of kind of what I'm trying to build here and start them off on the right foot, just kind of get them acquainted with the rest of the team as well. Moving forward, obviously my team, I'm hoping to grow. I'm going to be rather picky with who I bring on the team. I'm wanting it to be a good environment that everyone's happy to work in rather than feeling like people are left out or being isolated, because as a real estate agent, you 100% are really an individual, and that's what I'm trying to change with my team, is make it truly feel like a team. So we're gonna go grab a quick lunch, Jazz actually has to pick up her daughter, so she doesn't come back to the office after lunch, but I'll head back with Bree and Peter, finish up at the office, and should be done about 3 o'clock today. We do this about once a week. Obviously, Bree and Peter come to the office more than once a week. They're brand new agents, but I am making it mandatory at least one day a week that we sit down all together and work together on whatever issues may need to be addressed, or, role play with different scenarios when it comes to real estate transactions. And at the end of the day, I want them to grow, because if they grow, my business is going to grow. So about 4.5 years ago, I moved, as a lot of you may know who have been following my story, to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I wound up getting my real estate license and didn't honestly know what the heck to do. Fast forward now to the almost Q4 of 2021. I've started to build my business over the last couple of years, just adding people over time. Added a videographer that's filming this a little over 1.5 years ago, probably about 15 months ago. And that's when I started uploading more so on YouTube, with the intent to really show people out there the progression in which businesses can be built. Now, I've got a good friend who's built his business quite a bit faster than mine in terms of people. There's no right or wrong way to grow a business. There's no right or wrong way in terms of the amount of people that you bring on or leverage, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to help you, is leverage. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of advice here when it comes to leverage. So when I first started real estate, it was me hustling 24/7, 365 days a year. It was obviously a ton of work, but all that work that I put in allowed me to be able to quit my teaching and coaching job. It allowed me to transition eventually into leveraging my first hire, which was a transaction coordinator. I've now built my team up to where, hey, I'm not the one editing my videos. I've got a full-time videographer that does that. I don't have to somehow close 200 homes a year, because there's no physical way I can close 200 homes a year. But I can close 70 or 80, which I did about 71 last year, and then I can build a team that can close another 130. Now, I also joined a brokerage at the beginning of getting my real estate license called eXp Realty. If you aren't familiar with them, it's a company that allows you to bring in agents and profit called revenue share off of their commission splits. Now, I've since moved on to another company called Real in October of 2020, so I'm just coming up close to my 1 year with Real, and I'm leveraging the community and everything that I've built in the real estate industry to grow Real as a brokerage. So I may only have 3 licensed agents on my specific local team, but I actually have 180 agents underneath me within the company. Now, this is just one avenue or one source of business. I do have stocks from Real. I have revenue share from Real. I'm gonna put my new car up on Turo, so I'm gonna have additional income there. I have commissions income. I have commissions from the agents on my team. I also have crypto. I also have my SEP IRA, my Roth IRA, as well as my individualized stock account. So I'm really looking at about close to 10 different streams of income. And this is also another thing I suggest you do, is if you are just set on one set of income, find another way to generate income. And it all starts with just being creative, especially, I forgot Airbnb too. So I am at 10. I'm at 10, and then my roommate, that could be technically 11. But, and my rental properties. It just keeps on going. But you guys can tell that my income is not generated necessarily from one source. Now, obviously, a majority of my income is generated through the commissions that I close on properties. My goal is to tone that down a little bit and not stress and work 24/7, 365 days a year, but rather leverage the team that I'm building here to continue to make income, so I can make more YouTube videos as well, but also that I can work less and still make the same kind of money I'm making now without running my ass around. So I hope that gave you guys a little bit of an insight of what my daily, 1 day a week with my team kind of get together is. Obviously, in the world of real estate, and one of the reasons I love real estate is there's never the same day back to back, meaning what I do today is not going to be what I do tomorrow. I just got a text message from a good friend of mine saying he needs to sell his house because he's relocating. I would have never have guessed that would even have happened until about 10 minutes ago when he texted me. So I'm gonna actually schedule an appointment for him next week and get his house on the market as soon as possible. That's the beauty of real estate, is you never know what can really happen in a day's time in terms of, hey, tomorrow you're doing this. Like this week, I got connected with a listing appointment to show a $1.5 million home. He's actually going to turn around and wind up buying probably a house between 2 and 3 million, which is a substantial amount of money in Texas. But again, I'm just here to motivate you guys, to kind of get you guys going, and hopefully if you are interested in starting your business, or maybe it's just a side hustle to begin with, do it. Because at the end of the day, my side hustle was just starting my real estate company, or at the time just getting my real estate license, and 4.5 years later, here I am employing a half dozen amount of people and growing each and every day. So thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help, and stay tuned for the next video.